What's good, y'all? Welcome to the lab. It's your boy, it's your brother, Ariel. And if you can't tell, I'm pumped up today. Yes, y'all. I'm pumped up because we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics in the whole entire world. And as you can see, that's leadership. Leadership is so important to the culture. Leadership is so important to the individual. And leadership is so important to the society that we currently live in. Because let's face it, y'all. Leaders change the world, man. Leaders lead teams to championships, right? Leaders in an organization take that organization to the next level. Like, to the next level, y'all. I'm telling you, like, if your company is making, like, let's say $10,000 a month or whatever, bringing in the right leader, the right person, the person with the right people skills, the person who can manage people and situations can take your company, your organization from doing $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month to $100,000 a month. And that's just the raw facts. That just is what it is. That's the facts of life, man. And leadership is so important, not only in the business world, but also leadership is important in team sports, right? How many of y'all know a team, but they don't have a team captain? Every professional sports team has a team captain. Like, let that sink in, man. The team captain and or captains are the leaders / leader of that team, of that franchise, of that organization. I remember growing up watching Derek Jeter, and when he was on the Yankees, man, Derek Jeter wore that C proudly. Everybody knew Derek Jeter was the leader of the Yankees, even when they got A.I.M.A.G.E, even when they got all of the other players that are great all-star players. They knew who the leader was. Why? Because Derek Jeter played at a high level. Derek Jeter led that team to championships. Derek Jeter made some crucial at-bats and some crucial defensive plays to help that team win a lot of championships, man. Derek Jeter was that man. That's my boy, Derek Jeter. Shout out to Derek Jeter. But not only in sports is leadership important. When you go into the military, leadership is important as well. Why do you think they set out generals? Why do you think they set out commanders? Why do you think they separate everybody from just the army, right? There's a hierarchy. There's a leadership in the army, okay? There's a leadership in the armed forces. There's a leadership in the Navy, because leaders set the tone. Leaders set the pace. Leaders call the shots. Leaders put everybody where they need to be in order for that organization, that army, that team to run smoothly, to run efficiently, to run as a well-oiled machine, man. Leadership is very important. So, how many times in your life have somebody you know who love you taught you how to be a leader? I could just speak honestly from myself. I didn't grow up and I didn't have a mentor to teach me how to be a leader. I didn't have a mentor to teach me how to lead. I didn't have a mentor to show me what it is to be a leader. Like, we grew up watching sports and we seen different leaders and different captains, but we never really envisioned ourselves as leaders, as captains, when everybody on this planet is a leadership in their own right and they don't even know it. There's so much untapped potential out there. It's crazy. Like, everybody's going to be a leader in their own right. For example, if you were to have children, guess what? You're going to be a leader of your home. You're going to be a leader of your children. Men, you might be a leader of your wife. And wife, you might be a leader of your husband. You never know. But everybody's going to be put in a position of leadership. Why? Because everybody has to lead themselves first and foremost. You have to lead yourself out of any situation you feel that you are in. You have to lead yourself out of anything you put yourself in. You have to lead yourself out of everything life throws at you, because life is coming at you 100% force, nonstop. And life is not taking no for an answer, and life is not taking no prisoners. So you have to focus in and you have to lead yourself out of every situation you feel is holding you back. You have to lead yourself out of every situation which you feel may be putting you in a bad situation so you won't go to the next level, man. So leadership, I'm going on and on and on for days, man. There's a ton of things great leaders have to do. But in this class, I'm going to focus on one. And I like to call this the leadership image. Why? Because growing up, I couldn't see myself as a leader. I didn't know what a leader looked like. I never had nobody come to me on a sports team and my family and say, listen, I'm going to need you to lead this family, and I'm going to need you to lead this team. I'm going to need you to lead your peers. I'm going to need you to lead and help propel people to the next level. I didn't have that class, but I didn't have it. That don't mean you can't have it. That don't mean your niece, nephew, cousin, aunt, family member, loved one won't have it as well. So I put this class together called the leadership image. So we're going to focus on the leadership image. And I know what you're thinking. What do a leader look like, right? That's what we all thinking. That's what we all go to first, right? We all judge a book by its cover. We always look at the physical appearance every time, no matter what. We are human. We have our downfalls, okay? We know not to judge a book by its cover, but yet we still do it most of the time. But we got to break free from that cycle. So the leadership image, right? Of course, there is a physical attribute to the leadership image. Of course, there's a physical appearance to the leadership image. But that physical appearance comes in all shapes, comes in all sizes, comes in all races, ethnicities, religious beliefs, backgrounds, cultures, ethnicity, whatever. Okay? The leadership image, the look, is not confined to one look at all. Just because you run a business, don't mean you have to wear a suit. I know multi-millionaires running companies who wear jeans and t-shirts all day. I know people who are leading companies who wear suits all day. Listen, right? The leadership image in sports is usually the person with the C on their jersey, right? In football, hockey, basketball, whatever, right? If they got a C, they're the captain, and the captain is more oftentimes than not the leader. So that's one way to identify a leader, right? In sports, is the person with the C on it, right? That's a physical appearance. That's a physical characteristic that you can identify who is the leader of the team, who is in charge of these men on the floor, right? But I'm not going to focus on the physical appearance today, because in the physical appearance, right, the leader of an army and the person who's just in the army, like the captain and the servant, have different uniforms. You know who the leader is because he may have a blue top and everybody else got a camouflage top. He may have a white and black hat and everybody else got a camouflage hat, right? And we know he's the leader. He's taking charge of those men in that army. That's just another way it can be from a physical appearance. But we got to get deeper than that. Like, we got to get deeper than that. You know why? Because you need to envision yourself as a leader. You need to put on a leadership image, because one day you're going to be put in a position of leadership. And I don't want you to be caught off guard. I don't want you to be looking like a chicken with his head chopped off. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. I don't want that for you. I want you to have this information. That's why I put together the leadership image. And the leadership image is not a look. Like I said, anybody can be a leader. All people can be a leader. So what is the leadership image that I keep talking about? Let's get into it. So, first thing we're going to talk about is I in image. The I in image stands for influence. All leaders have to be influential. All leaders have to have influence. All leaders have to have the ability to not only affect the people around them, because that's what a good leader can do. A good leader can make his people feel like they are important and make them go 100% and make them run through a wall for him. A great leader can do that, right? That's influence. But not only does a good leader have to influence everybody around him, a good leader has to influence himself. A good leader has to have control over his own mind. A good leader has to be able to control himself in order to influence himself. Like, if you're overweight, a good leader might have to influence himself to eat right. A good leader might have to influence himself to work out more. A good leader might have to influence himself to do a ton of different things. So not only is the leadership image the I, but it also is the influence on what you have on yourself and what you have on others. The next thing in image is the M. And the M stands for myself, okay? The M is for myself, because you cannot lead anybody. You can't lead your wife. You can't lead your children. You can't lead a company until you learn how to lead yourself, until you learn how to keep yourself out of bad situations, until you learn how to keep yourself from being immature. You have to be mature when you're a leader, okay? You have to be able to make tough decisions when you're by yourself and there's no one around. Why? Because you are the leader of yourself first and foremost, okay? So the I is for myself. The next thing is A. And the A is for accountability, okay? Leaders, you have to hold yourself accountable. Every good leader holds himself or herself accountable, because yes, women can lead too. There are women sports teams, there's women CEOs of companies, there's women in the army, there's women in the home, okay? Women are just as important as men, okay? But you have to hold yourself accountable. When the team loses, the captain takes the blame for the whole team, right? He holds himself accountable. He said, I didn't get my guys ready. I didn't get us ready to play. I didn't keep our composure on the court or on the field. I didn't keep our composure when we went into the army, right? Like if you're in the army, your captain takes accountability for everybody in his camp or everybody in his borough, right? Captains take responsibility for everybody. They have to make sure that man is properly armed. They have to make sure that man is properly trained, all right? So you got to take accountability. You got to be able and be willing to say, that's on me, y'all. That's my bad. You can put that all on me. We're going to go back. We're going to look at some film. We're going to get it right. Next time we go into battle, we're going to do this different. Next time in the house, we're going to take a different situation, right? Because everybody has to take accountability, okay? And G in image is grow. All good leaders have to grow. You have to be ever expanding your information, because as time goes on, information changes and situation changes because of the information. All right. You have to continue to self-educate. You have to continue to learn from other leaders who have been in your spot and who have done what you're trying to do. All right, you have to continue to absorb as much information as possible. You have to continue to grow. Why? Because your kindergartner is going to be in the 5th grade one day. Why? Because your 5th grader is going to be in high school one day. Why? Because your high schooler is going to be in college one day. And can you help them with their homework? Can you teach them principles on how to be better students? Can you teach them how to be better people? Can you grow with them as they grow? Because life is continuing to change, right? The TV used to be in black and white. Now we got color TVs. The TVs used to have the fat backs, right? Now the TVs are thin, okay? Time changes, information changes, business structures changes, business models change. You have to be willing to change with the times. You have to be willing to adjust. You have to be willing to pivot. You have to be willing to learn and to grow. Great leaders never stay in the same spot. Great leaders are always trying to be ahead of the game. Great leaders are proactive. They're not reactive, okay? They don't wait for the situation to come and then they try to think of something. Great leaders are thinking ahead. Great leaders are growing. Great leaders are trying to keep everything in order, all right? Because they're ever growing, because things are ever changing, right? So last but not least, we got the E. And the E stands for equip. Because you have to be equipped if you're going to take on a leadership role. Taking on a leadership role is not easy. It is not easy at all. I'm not here to tell you you're going to walk into your leadership and everything's just going to go perfect, all right? There's going to be a lot of adversity. There's going to be a lot of challenge. There's going to be a lot of tough situations. There's going to be life hitting you in the face every single day. And you have to be able and be equipped to handle everything that comes your way. As a leader, it's on your shoulders. You have to be equipped, not only physically, because this thing is a long journey. You got your whole life ahead of you. You got to have good stamina, man. Not only physically, but mentally. Leadership can be draining if you don't equip yourself with the right information, if you don't equip yourself with the right people, if you don't equip yourself with the right tools that you need in order to be successful in your business, in order for you to be successful in your family, in order for you to be successful in your relationship, man. This is full circle right here. You have to be equipped, not only mentally, physically, but spiritually as well, because this war is not only physical. This war is spiritual as well. We are battling principalities and wickedness in high places. And if you're not prayed up, if you're not fasting, if you're not taking time out to be with the Creator, if you're not doing what it takes to get closer to the Creator, then you're not spiritually equipped for this war. You might get hit in the trenches and you don't know what's coming at you because you wasn't prepared, you wasn't equipped. You didn't take the time to study, you rather watch TV. You didn't take the time to go meet with a mentor, you rather try to do it yourself. You didn't take time to read and to learn. You didn't equip yourself with the knowledge, you didn't equip yourself with the tools. So every time you get in a situation, you always losing and you always feel like life is pushing you down and life is holding you back because you're not equipped. And the best leaders are equipped for all situations. They are built to handle everything. Why? Because they prepare for the worst. The best leaders always try to get ahead. They don't try to let this thing come and then get behind it. They always try to be ahead of it. So that's the leadership image, man. Influence, myself, accountability, growth, and equip. That is the leadership image. And guess what? All of us have those traits. All of us have to be able to use those principles, be able to use those words, and be able to use them in our daily lives, man. You are a leader. You are the leader of yourself, first and foremost. You may be the leader of a family one day. You may be the leader of a school or a team, or you may be the leader of a business. You never know. You may be the leader in the army. Who is to tell? But you have to be prepared just in case that time comes. It's not time to watch TV. It's not time to scroll through Facebook. It's not time to scroll through Instagram. It's not time to be distracted with alcohol and drugs. It's not time to be distracted with things that are of no benefit to your growth. It's time for you to put on the leadership image, man. Because we all are leaders in our own respect. And we all need to put on a leadership image so that we can handle life and that we can handle situations and we can handle adversity. It's your boy Ariel. And I need you to step into your leadership image, man. I need you to walk in it. I need you to live it. I need you to breathe it. I need you to sleep it. I need you to wake up every day and say, that's on me. I need you to wake up every single day and try to be the best you that you can be. There is no competition with you. You are the best you on this planet. All right? So step into your leadership image, man. Put on that Superman cape. Do what you got to do. But it's up to you to put on that leadership image. Peace.